This video is to help you get started using Spine, which is a 2D skeletal animation tool. When the program first starts, it loads an example project called SpineBoy, and SpineBoy is made up of bones, and the bones have images attached so that when the bones move, the images move appropriately. This allows you to pose your character and create interesting animations very easily. For example, a run animation, or an idle animation. To get started creating your own animations, make sure you're in setup mode. Go to the menu in the upper left, choose New Project. On the right, you'll see the tree shows you that you have a skeleton with a single bone called root. And then we will create some new bones with the Create tool. Select the root bone. Then when you click and drag, it will create a new bone. Select the root bone again. Create another child of the root bone. And finally, we will create a third child. Next, you would want to attach images to your bones. Click Images. The path here is relative to the project file once you save it. It's also relative to where Spine is run from. The images here, Spine watches the directory, so new images will appear in Spine if they are added. You can drag the images directly to the bones. You can also drag the images into the editor area. Images are attached to a slot, and a slot is attached to a bone. So as I drag these images, it asks me to create a slot, give it a name. Each slot can have one image visible at a time. This allows you to switch which images are shown for that slot. We will select an image and choose Translate so that we can move it. Position it where it makes sense. You can also rotate. If you right click, it toggles with the last tool that you used, which is convenient. Because the slots are attached to the bones and the images are attached to the slots, when the bone moves, the image moves. Now that we have a simple skeleton, we can go to Animate mode and open the dope sheet that shows the keys for our animation so we can see what's going on more easily. So if we wanted to move this arm, first we would make sure we are on the first frame and choose the arm, and for rotation we'll click the key button. In the dope sheet, it shows you that there's now a key for that bone for rotation. If we then move to a different frame, and by default Spine uses 30 frames per second, then we manipulate the skeleton. Now you see that the skeleton differs from the bind post that we created in setup mode, so the key button turns yellow, indicating that we've made a change that we might want to save. If we scrub the timeline, you see we lose their change. So we will move the bone and save the change. That creates another key. Now when we go from the first frame to that frame, we have the bone moving like that. You can do the same thing with different bones. You can translate and scale and rotate. And you see that it also shows up in the tree that you've made a change. You can click these to create new keys, or you can click this in the tree to create keys for everything you've changed. To unselect, you can double click or press spacebar or escape. When nothing's selected, it shows all of the bones. Otherwise, when you have a bone selected, it only shows that bone. So because we put a key on the 30th frame, when we get there, the bone will jump to that position. So we should set a key for that bone at the start, and then it will transition to there. So in a nutshell, that's how you create animations.